Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Such rapes are performed. With the designated bondmaid, one is guilty only in the case of natural connection, but not in the case of perverse connection. The Pharisees reasoned that rape in a perverted manner is outside the jurisdiction of the law. Normal rape, however, was punishable. In Babylon, sexual perversion of every kind had been a way of life for millenniums. The Pharisees were deeply influenced by such practices.
In 3 of the major treatises of the Talmud are found extensive passages which give legal endorsement to seduce and marry 3-year-old baby girls. In fact, many of the greatest rabbis of the Talmud, including Simeon ben Yochai, upheld this privilege. Today in Israel, thousands of Jews go to Meron every year to venerate the memory of Simeon ben Yochai, one of the most respected rabbis in the history of Judaism.
In one of dozens of endorsements of child sex, Simeon ben Yochai said, "A proselyte under the age of 3 years and a day is permitted to marry a priest." Agreeing with ben Yochai, the great Rabbah said, "When a grown-up man has intercourse with a little girl, it is nothing, for when the girl is less than this 3 years and a day, it is as if one put the finger into the eye." The footnote to this passage says, "As tears come to the eye again and again, so does virginity come back to the little girl under 3 years." The same section confirms that sexual activity with small boys is in the same category. The intercourse of a small boy is not regarded as a sexual act. In addition to adulterers, Christ, in the story of the
rabbis believed that if a woman would have sexual relations under the age of 3, again, she wouldn't, someone did with her, and let's say tore her hymen, it would it would fix itself, close up again, and reopen later when, whenever it would be. So that's the principle, okay? And maybe that's why it's connected with this idea that that's the age, because until that age, they assumed it would kind of fix itself up. I assume they didn't really know this from reality because it probably didn't happen very often.
Ben Shalishanim, as though he would be 3 years old, meaning another way of saying minimum age is 3. Micah Mifli, what's the machlekes about? 9 or 3? Rav Savar called the Isei v'Sheichev, Isei v'Nishkav. Rav says, look, since Sheichev and Nishkav are rooted in the same pasuk, compare them. The same rule that applies to the initiator, minimum age 9 years old, applies to the Nishkav as well.
He asked Dr. Hilberg how he came to the belief that Adolf Hitler personally issued the annihilation order. The doctor replied, Hitler's order was verbal, and thus no one knows the correct wording. It's one of the gaps in history, Hilberg said.
Mr. Christie then asked for one single scientific report indicating that there were gas chambers. Dr. Hilberg said he didn't know of one.
A recognized expert on the Holocaust today admitted there is no single report that showed the existence of gas chambers in Nazi concentration camps. Dr. Raoul Hilberg was testifying for the 3rd day at the trial of Ernst Zundel.
Was there a report that anyone was gassed? Hilberg, there's no single report about gas chambers. I can't swear there's correspondence to prove it.
There were more allegations that Allied soldiers tortured Germans whose statements were then used in war crimes trials. Mr. Gundel's lawyer claimed that expert witness Dr. Raoul Hilberg had published a book on the Holocaust using material from a former Auschwitz commandant who had been beaten and whipped.
I challenge your history again. There is absolutely no record that 6 million people were put in concentration camps. They only had 16 million to begin with.